It's being called a bloodbath at the Rachel Maddow show as she loses her right-hand man, one of the main show creators of the Rachel Maddow show. And this is a bigger sign about big media, especially on the left. Their stranglehold is no longer there on manipulating you with mass information. The audience is cratering and the market is just reflecting that. Welcome to Doug in Exile. Special shout out to the Quad Club, and you know who you are. Let's take a look at the article over on The Hill. This one is, it's painful for Rachel Maddow. Let me get me down here in the corner so I can cover up another ad over on The Hill. This is MSNBC star, Rachel Maddow, MSNBC star. You got to put that in quotes because that's quite a qualifier. And you can qualify something right out of existence. Rachel Maddow loses her right-hand man as a bloodbath at the liberal network escalates. Rachel Maddow's trusted right-hand man, Andrew Dalos, has announced his departure after nearly 25 years at MSNBC, underscoring growing instability within the embattled network. Now, we already know this was happening. And this is what happens when you cater to a very narrow market. The market, it must remain potent. That is, it's okay to get a smaller market so long as they show up and watch 50 million things on your show. But they lost that core market. That is, their market's probably either so radical that that even MSNBC isn't bury the needle crazy enough, or they're more centrist and they're just going, I don't want to do the lefty crazy Rachel Maddow stuff anymore. I could also, age out. People age out of media all the time. I have lots of shows like Cat Scratch on Nickelodeon. It only did 2 seasons. The show it was number 4 on the entire network. And they just go, you know what? We're not in the business of being number 4. We're in the business of being number 1. So we're going to go try to work on some other stuff. Dalos is 59 years old. I'm a couple months away from being his age, who was instrumental in launching the Rachel Maddow show in 2008, confirmed his exit on Wednesday with an emotional Instagram post. Tell your people on Instagram, after nearly 25 years of my time at MSNBC has come to an end. I've made the difficult decision to leave the company I've called home for nearly a quarter of a century, he wrote in the post, accompanied by a photo of Embassy Studios in New York. Dalos, see, how do you pay rent in New York? Big building, big rent, big money. Dalos expressed gratitude for the experience. During my time here, I've been privileged to work alongside some amazing colleagues. Special thanks to Rachel Maddow for the opportunity to join her team on the very first day of her show and giving me the journey of a lifetime as I screwed her ratings into the ground. Okay, he didn't say that. Dalos also acknowledged the broader shakeup at MSNBC, which has included sweeping layoffs and restructuring amid its corporate spinoff. I have a special note to MSNBC. I'm Doug TenNapel. This channel is growing on YouTube now that they gave me my channel back. It is exploding, in fact. The views are exploding and the subscribers and the people interested in it are exploding. You know, it would be great for MSNBC to have a MAGA right-wing growing show. And Rachel Maddow gets paid $25 million to a point that you can't pay Dalos, her producer's salary anymore. You're losing job. You're losing her support. You're losing talent. Bring me on. I'll only charge you, I don't know, let's say 1/4 of her price. What would that be? $5 million, $6 million, $8 million a year? That would be a steal. You guys would get cheaper content. I do 4 shows a day. You might just bring in some MAGA people to hold their nose and watch your pathetic network. If you don't do stuff like this, if I were you, I would go and take millions of dollars and I would say, Doug, you're back on. You're on it. How about Neil Johnson? How about veteran biker? Let's get some Quentin out of the darkness. Put them on. Pay us each. You could do it for $2 million a year. You could cut your budget down for just what you pay Rachel Maddow. You could get 8 primetime commentators. Don't even have to be MAGA, but I'm saying some should be. I think you should put, I would say 3 or 4 major shows on that are MAGA, and then 3 or 4 major shows, which you already have, that are liberal and screwing your company in the ground. But you're not going to grow your audience. You're not going to attract more people. How are you going to attract more leftists than MSNBC has already had for 25 years? That's no vision. And without vision, the people will perish. Your network will die. It will be crushed. You'll be losing your offices in New York City. I'm here. I'm a manager. I'm also a businessman. I can help, but you're not going to change. If you can't adapt, you're going to be edited out of existence, and I got nothing for you. So we tried. Your brand is just, there's his picture right there. The poor, look at this producer. He looks like me. Look, he's got I'm going to put my glasses on. I got my sweater on just like him. Look at me. I got a little more hair. We got the salt and pepper in our beard too. That's what happens when you become a producer, man. You're going to age out. As many of you are preparing to move to SpinCo, please know that I'll be cheering you on every step of the way, he wrote, referencing the newly formed independent media entity Comcast is creating out of NBC Universal's cable and digital assets. Now, SpinCo is a new company because they had to take MSNBC off of their yearly reports because NBC Universal does not want to show how bad of a loss it is. So they're putting all of these in these all these other media people that are under control of MSNBC. They want to get them off of their dockets for investors because it's so bad, it's poison. They're going to spin them off on this other company and try and float it out and lose it. By the way, there's rumors that something like that could happen with The View also, to get them off of Disney ABC's docket and put them in their own company. There's a lot of assets over at NBC Universal that are killing their bottom line. They have to get them off the records. Even though Dalos is exiting, the veteran producer celebrated, noting that his daughter will soon follow in his footsteps. Although today is my last day at the Rachel Maddow show, it's only the beginning for my daughter, Ashley, who's interning for the 11th hour starting in June, following her dad's footsteps. Funny how life comes full circle, he added. Well, she'll be an intern and probably work really hard and do a good job. But because she's an intern, they're going to pay her 1/100th of what they pay you. So that's probably a smart move. I hope our paths cross again down the line. Until then, I wish you the best. Dalos' departure coincides with a major transition for Maddow's show, which is set to return to airing one night a week on Mondays. That is, they're going to cut her down to just one Monday night. What a bomber, low-ranking show. After briefly expanding to 5 nights to cover President Trump's first 100 days back in office, according to The Wrap. Well, now no one wants to hear her commentary. His exit also comes amid deep cuts across the network. So they're going to start gutting MSNBC. Basically, Rachel Maddow's entire team is all hollowed out, her support team. According to The Guardian, most producers from Rachel Maddow enjoy Reid's shows, including high-profile figures like Katie Fang, Jonathan Capehart, Eamon Moynihan, Jose Diaz-Balart have been let go. That's all their writing, producing staff, with the option to reapply or take severance so they can come back in and renegotiate with a lower salary because they cost too much because, you know, it's not the golden days anymore over there. The star host, however, has not shied away from criticizing the network's actions. And we're going to get the video of that instead because this was posted by Trish Reagan on her Twitter feed. And I just thought this will save us a little time if I pop this in. Here's the clip.
I'm going to take a little point of personal privilege here just for a moment, if it is okay with you. You may have already heard about changes that have been announced at MSNBC over the last couple of days. The new president of our network made it official today. Some of our shows are moving to different time slots or expanding or going away altogether. In prime time, just so you know, I am here 5 days a week for the first 100 days of Trump's presidency as planned. And as planned, I will go back to just Mondays after that. That is not changing.
She's already finished her 100 days. And then they put her back to just Monday nights. Me, I work 6 days a week For the Quad Club, 4 videos a day from my Quad Club. People who watch 4 videos a day all the way to the end, they click like and they leave a comment. That's the Quad Club. That means you're doing it right. You're helping multiply this channel and spread it out. I'm working 6 days a week, 4 videos a day. And I've never been happier. I love you guys. I see you guys in the chat. I have the coolest audience. Cool. A lot of cool old people in my audience. So I'm here to serve you, bring you the news every day, just the stuff that I really think you should know, countering the lies of MSNBC and kind of underlining the positive case for Trump, getting beyond the spin in the news. And I always let you know that this is my opinion, and I can't thank you enough for watching. I'm Doug in Exile.